Wait, am I live? Oh. Get this shit off me! Ah!
Okay, so here we go. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Turkey Tom, and today, as on many other days, I'm going to tell you a story. One of disgust, betrayal, lies, friends, clowns, redemption, and pure shenanigans. So strap in, grab your terrible Twitter takes, disgustingly embarrassing not safe for work accounts, and Keemstar blowing everything the hell up. This is gonna be a doozy. This video is part 2 of my last video. I would highly recommend going ahead and watching that before you watch this one, or else a lot of this just won't make sense to you, but I'll try to explain most of the context along the way anyway. To catch a few of you up or jog your memories, here's a recap. Last week, we talked about how Slazo, a Reddit YouTuber with nearly 1 million subscribers, had been accused by his ex-girlfriend, aided by an entire community of creators, of being a sexual predator and potential rapist. These allegations were then proven to be largely false by Slazo himself, and all sorts of tomfoolery ensued with bad tweets from various creators involved, and a number of people coming out to speak about Hyojin, Parasyndica's ex, and one of the main people involved in releasing the information about Slazo to the public via Che. Now that you know what happened in last week's video, let's talk about what has happened since that video. Starting off with I'm Alex, Nick DiOrio's video about the calls that he had been in with him and the interview with Slazo has been released. It's half an hour long and definitely worth a watch. People like Kavos and Keemstar have actually been steamrolling Alex lately, and interestingly enough, he's begun to bleed subscribers. He has also been censoring comments by removing the word Slazo, meaning that any comment with a word will automatically be flagged for review, so it will be hidden or straight up deleted. Pretty sad if you ask me.
Do you know what actually helps the predators? Making up a fake, fabricated story about how somebody is a sexual predator when they aren't. Because that's really going to stop people coming forward. Because it makes people like me look at these stories and think, how much of this is actually true if people could just go on the internet and spout up a terrible story like this and it receives tens of thousands of retweets. It's disgusting behaviour.
There are so many embarrassingly contradictory clips from Alex's videos in the past that go against everything that he has said recently about Slazo and his apparent defense of Che. To me, he seems like he's just trying to be a white knight and defend women. Not sure why a 20-year-old who makes shitty commentary videos is pedestaling himself as the defender of women when he's, well, just a 20-year-old who makes shitty commentary videos. And honestly, I don't think that Alex is a bad person, really. I've seen Keem describe him as a social climber on the Baited podcast, and while I can see the point that he tends to hop around friend groups and podcasts, I personally don't see him that way. The way I see it, he's just a dumb kid who can't handle the influence he has, and so he goes on this weird moral crusade against people, and he feels a weird obligation to rid the community of bad actors. The problem with this is that he isn't fit with enough life experience or intelligence to figure out who is a bad actor and who isn't. And honestly, it's kind of surprising that he's managed to garner as much influence as he currently has, considering how his videos aren't really anything special. He's sort of always been the third guy in the friend group who makes content that's just okay enough to roll with the rest of the boys, but he's not really a standout, and most people only watch him because he hangs out with other influential people and talks about popular topics with them frequently on his own channel. He's not intentionally a social climber per se, not as I see anyway, but the only reason I think he is popular is because of the people he surrounds himself with, which has created the facade to him and others that he is his own person, when in reality he's an unoriginal amalgamation of other personalities and fan bases that is just kind of there in the background. Weast said that he would never apologize for calling Slazo an abuser, and acknowledges that he did plenty of dumb shit when he was younger that he had to try to solve, as Slazo did, but he still doesn't seem to take issue with Slazo being painted as much worse than he really is.
I'm not going to apologize to I believe his name is Michael. I'm not going to apologize to Michael. Do I feel bad that his dirty laundry was aired out like that? Sure. Because if I made some fucking terrible mistakes, I made some terrible mistakes in my past before I was a public figure. I wouldn't not deserve it, right? It might put my career on hold. It might make a lot of people hate me. While I do feel like I've owned up to those things I've done in my past, like in my personal relationships with, you know, my girlfriend and my friends from high school and shit like that.
One of the worst takes I've seen in this entire situation, for sure. Not sure why he even addressed it on stream at all. He'd probably be better off just shutting the fuck up about it, but it certainly didn't help his case in the slightest. Sure, you can say that some of these people didn't directly say Slazo is a rapist, but they were also complicit in these false allegations and didn't call out their friends for being big old dummies when they were called out by people like me. You'd think that as a friend it would be a good move to point out when your friend is doing something wrong, or at least apologize for supporting a narrative that wasn't true. Speaking of which, Dolan Dark did actually post a few apologies, the most comprehensive one being on Reddit, which reads as follows. Hey, Dolan here. Someone linked me this thread. I have apologized in various places, but I'll also mention it here. We'll just preface this by saying I was only ever involved because I wanted to support a friend, Che, who I believe had gone through abuse. I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure that this was why the majority were involved. In short, I heard allegations from a friend that she was abused, saw DMs that reinforced that, and in my mind, that was enough. I believed that a sexual assault victim should be heard. Obviously, in hindsight, something this serious should have never been and made public before going through legal means. Me posting the reply to tweets to publicly clown/accuse Slazo was extremely moronic, especially without hearing his side, and I apologize. I understand this may not justify my involvement in some of your eyes, but I just thought I would give some insight into how I got involved in the first place and admit that I made a mistake and I jumped the gun. Also, I guess worth mentioning that some people have speculated that they think I or others wrote the twitlonger. I saw the twitlonger at the time the public did. As far as I'm aware, Che wrote the whole thing herself and had people check over it. There weren't multiple versions written by different people or anything as far as the current narrative goes. This apology, the way I see it, is about as perfect of an apology as anyone could ask for. He apologizes for jumping the gun, explains why he made the poor decision that he is being criticized for, and even elaborates for us with some more information about the subject. Very cool, Dolan. 10 out of 10 for being a reasonable human being. Proud of you, big guy. Funnily enough, however, most of the people have stayed relatively silent about the recent drama, including Alex, who apart from a pretty basic response on Twitter has stayed quiet about this topic altogether. As a PR move, they'll likely just try to ignore it as long as possible, which is probably the smart move in the short term, but they seem to be hoping that all of this will just go away. A smart move for sure, but fortunately for us over at the Turkey Tom channel, Hyojin is not smart. She responded a lot and only further showed herself to be lacking IQ points, if you will. Hyojin made an Instagram post about my video, actually, with the caption reading, "A video came out about me and spouted baseless rumors without proof, resulting in me getting an influx of racist remarks spammed in my comments. Heart emoji, don't pay attention to these people and stay positive, please." Likely because she knows that if her fans saw it, then they would no longer have an overly positive opinion of her, to say the least. You gotta love how she subtly plays the victim here as if I am the reason that she's getting these comments, when I explicitly said not to harass anyone that I mentioned in the video. Obviously, I can't control my fan base, but she is pretty directly blaming me for some comments she got, which are probably rather mild. Additionally, I'm not too sure that you have much room to talk about racist comments when you say shit like,
"No, you stupid fucking
honk fucking honk." And thanks Priming for finding the screenshot. It made my sides exit the stratosphere, like Temp here said. I just find it funny that she would complain about getting racist comments when she says shit like this. People then began commenting on the post criticizing her for the Slazo situation, and she started deleting comments. "I'm removing drama that you keep bringing up. It's nothing to do with me. I was supporting a friend in need, and that's it. Now fuck off and stop supporting an abuser." Funny how she said she's just supporting a friend in need, and then call Slazo an abuser in the same breath. You could have just told Che that you feel bad for her and you're here for her, but in the same fucking sentence, you just had to call him an abuser. This post no longer exists, by the way. It's been completely deleted from Instagram. Thanks to some help from my girlfriend, Pimpsy, and a few others, who I'd like to thank for helping me out with this video and the last one. I was able to get some screenshots from her Discord, which I was banned from pretty quickly after I made this tweet. Can't exactly say that I blame them.
While it was a rather minor point in the video, Hyojin seems to be obsessed with the part where one of her former friends and roommates spoke out against her and accused her of abusing her dog.
While Hyojin is correct that I don't have any proof of this, I also did not treat it as fact. Hence why I said, according to, before my source's statement. Additionally, even if I had treated it as fact, I don't know why you would have an issue with it, seeing how Che had no proof for any of what Slazo had done apart from screenshots, and yet you promoted it and treated it as real and expected everyone else to take it seriously. This one kind of speaks for itself.
Her fans also said they were willing to cancel Tom because he's a bad YouTuber. I don't know if this is ironic, I suppose it could be, but in any case, it's interesting that people would be willing to have his career destroyed because they don't personally like his videos.
She also responded to me via Twitter, and I'll try to be as brief as possible with this part as she was already kind of demolished in the replies, but I used screenshots to paint her in a bad light while accusing her of doing the same thing. The screenshot that was posted from the group chat about Che was taken out of context, and she just said that she didn't abuse the dog. Well, Hyojin, here's the thing. The point of me using those screenshots and discussing testimony wasn't to say that you are an outright dog abuser, and that also isn't why everyone is calling you one right now. The point was to show that a large number of people consider you to be a psycho and give you a taste of your own medicine. And as for the people coming out against you, someone by the name of Giddy on Twitter also came out against her with some pretty interesting stuff, to say the least. One thread detailed how she and her friends had a good laugh about Giddy's cat dying in a group chat, and only a few of these YouTubers apologized after the fact because they were yelled at about it. Noticing a trend with animals here, Hyojin, I don't know if there's something you want to tell us, but please, I'm all ears. My DMs are open on Discord. Have at it. Her other thread detailed how she had been relentlessly bullied by Hyojin and her friends, and according to her, Hyojin and Lieutenant Corbus basically ganged up on her to make fun of her frequently. The person who added her to the group chat also sent some other teenagers nudes and said that it was her, and they all had a good laugh about it. Very funny. You know what else is funny? Hyojin's not safe for work private account that everyone has been linking me, where she frequently draws she and her friends fucking. Needless to say, it's pretty disturbing stuff.
pull me up from my knees.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
I'm not too big of a fan. It's more than a bit cursed. And as for perhaps the biggest yikes in this whole video, here is Hyojin drawing a picture of a 15-year-old having sex. So I guess that's pretty cool. Yeah, if I were her, I'd just delete this entire account. It's pretty not okay if you ask Turkey Tommy over here. Especially because it is actually illegal to depict children in sexual situations in the state of Australia, and people have gone to jail for it. And before I stop talking about Hyojin, I'd just like to give credit to a few of the best memes that have come out of the situation. First, me. This fake advertisement by Dulhunty is very good. Solid meme. Made me laugh my ass off. Next, meme. This was created by Gokanaru and tweeted out by Jay Aubrey. Pretty great shit if you ask me. It sort of details the sequence of events with I'm Alex and all of his tomfoolery, if you will. So yeah, very solid meme. 10 out of 10 as well. Next, meme. And finally, this video from Zoomer Pyro made me laugh my fucking ass off. Okay, it's
哈哈哈！有趣的是打败狗狗，哈哈哈！他妈的狗，我讨厌我的室友，我要把它归咎于我的室友，因为他告诉我他不喜欢我在他家里免费租房子。
I appreciate your contributions to the Turkey Tom meme train. Next, meme. And as for a sort of final message on the situation, the reason why I waited to come out publicly with my take on the situation, the reason why we waited is because there was always something fishy going on with it. From cropped screenshots including jokes as evidence for disgusting accusations and being extremely vague with the context of what happened. And worst of all, honestly worse than Che, is the people that continue to support her in her narrative. She lied. There's no wiggle room or excuse for that. She lied to make someone look worse and twist people's perception of events and what actually happened, and everyone ate it up. And now that all of this has miserably backfired and all these people and their weird little operation has come to a screeching halt, hopefully it will serve as a lesson. Don't become involved in situations that you're not equipped to deal with, and do not trust any of these YouTubers. They're not capable of handling serious information, and they should never, ever again be trusted to talk about anything remotely more serious than a meme subreddit. Clearly, they're not intelligent or mature enough to deal with it. Thanks for watching. I've been Poultry Pedro, and until next time, leave me alone.
Girls look better in a real tight sweater. Girls look better in a real tight sweater.
Alrighty fellas, thanks so much for watching this video. I'll have a bit of a shorter message this time as I really just have a few things to go over. First of all, I'd encourage you all to watch Nick Diorio's video about this once again. If you want to take a deeper look into the situation, as more information is there and anything that I didn't cover is all in that video. In fact, the two videos sort of work in tandem with each other, so if you're interested in looking a little deeper into this drama, then please go take a look at that. Additionally, be sure to check out Bedhead Bernie's video about Pro Jared that I narrated. It was very well done and brought a lot of new information to light about the situation, and honestly changed the narrative of what happened quite a bit with it, revealing lots of new info about Jared and Heidi and their sort of public messy divorce. Both of those videos will be linked in the description below. And of course, I want to thank all of my wonderful supporters over at patreon.com/turkeytom. Thanks so much to Colorstorm, Adam Goats, Liptunes, Cashinator, Chase Higa, Cole Michael 16, Florida Loon, Jameer Hatcher, JMP, Julius Von Brunk, Just Jargon, Cardial, Castiel, Manis, Nicole Mendoza, Nicole Navas, Orange Juice, Primink, Princess Maria, Rocket Ralph, Snappy for Life, Soup, Staffo, Sook, and ZM4. Alright, thanks so much for watching this, fellas. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Real tight sweater. Girls look better in a real tight sweater. Girls look better in a real tight sweater. Girls look better in a real tight sweater. Tight sweater. Tight sweater. Girl tight sweater. Tight sweater. Tight sweater.